This Jocks 94.5 podcast is brought to you by Millennium Satellite and Video. Log on to msbnow.com. TV excellence everywhere. That's Millennium. McElroy and Cubelic in the morning starts now.
Welcome back in. McElroy and Cubelic in the morning. Hour number 3 underway. 9 a.m. Wednesday, July 15th. We will be live at SEC Media Days all next week, but ACC Media Days begins today. We've spent some time on it. We'll spend more time on it here in just a moment. You can listen online, jocksfm.com. Find us on YouTube. Search Jocks945 or tell your home smart speaker to enable the Jock skill. Before we get to Bill Embody, Greg, tell our listeners about Bromberg's.
Bromberg's have been my go-to in the community for a really long time. They've been serving this community for a really long time. If you're looking for precious jewelry, natural diamond jewelry, you can find it at Bromberg's. It's beautiful. And that diamond is really cool, man. I mean, just the story of how it was built, how it was made, deep beneath the Earth's surface, 100 miles deep, 3 billion years ago, and it ends up on your finger. I mean, that is something that's precious. And it also helps the livelihood of 10 million people worldwide. Saves millions of animals from extinction, protects nearly 3 times the amount of land it uses for diamond recovery. From Canada to Africa to Australia, the impact of your natural diamond is profound. So to discover the latest natural diamond jewelry, visit Bromberg's in Mountain Brook or at the Summit, or you can go online at brombergs.com.
Bill Embody joining us on the Higginbotham Hotline now, covers SMU for the On3 Sports Network. What'd you take away from Commissioner Jim Phillips, first and foremost, there at ACC Media Days? I know he alluded to a new tiebreaker scenario, but any other big takeaways that we need to know here on the show?
Yeah, a little parting shot on the SEC Big Ten, dangling the idea of breaking away from the NCAA and this whole apparatus that we currently have underway with the CSC as well. Saying, to me, self-governance, those types of threats are no governance. So it was a little bit of a shot, but generally speaking, he was pretty confident in the league's future, with their revenue growth, with some of the partnerships that they have, the viewership, expanding to Friday nights a little bit more, and building all the way up to that ACC championship game, moving to noon on that championship Saturday was a nice move for them. It might allow for a little bit better weather as a whole, but I think the big thing is their stance on the playoff, continuing to push that forward towards an expansion that allows for greater access, for all of college football, to have that equal access is the big talking point that a lot of ACC coaches have taken since ACC spring meetings back in May. So that's a big issue that faces this league and all these leagues, is figuring out how to make that work for everybody so that we have this playoff, whatever it looks like, be a little bit more equitable in a sense, but also still be the exciting product that it needs to be for revenues to go up and all of those things.
Well, when talking about self-governments and no governance and all this other stuff, it makes sense to me. I get it. Help me understand what Jim Phillips would do in describing what a perfect world for college football in the future looks like.
I think the big thing for Jim Phillips is a little bit more of those true guardrails. The tampering, cutting down on that, having clear-cut eligibility rules, not necessarily limiting athlete revenue and things that they can earn on their name, image, and likeness, but also making sure that they're protected, that athletes are not being taken advantage of by some outrageous agency fees and things of that nature. It just seems like we're in a space right now, and I think he described this perfectly, where there really is no ability to restrict yourself from just spending and trying to push the envelope, whether it be tampering, whether it be challenging something in court, whether it be committing millions of dollars to something that most of these athletic departments don't necessarily have. I mean, it seems like every week a new report comes out about a school coming off of the fiscal year that is down even worse than it was prior to this past year, with the spending that goes on in college sports. And, I look at it as investing, but also it can be a little bit of reckless spending when some of these schools haven't been able to muster up some of the return that you would hope at this point. So I see Jim Phillips just trying to push things towards a little bit more of a reasonable approach rather than a reckless approach.
Let's shift gears and talk a little bit more actual football on the field. We've been debating who maybe number 2 in the ACC should be. SMU has been one of those teams. Outside quarterback, what would be your main selling points for the Mustangs being the second best team in the league heading into this season?
I would say the improvement of the secondary, at least coming out of spring ball. This was a secondary that ranked, and a defense as a whole defending the pass, that ranked, I think, in the bottom 3 of college football last year. And it was really weird because they would give up these 3rd and 26s or 4th and 26s, and it seemed like it would happen every other game. And they'd give up, these 50-yard chunk plays, and obviously that has an impact. But it was not necessarily what we've seen out of SMU's defense in the past. They've generally been able to limit explosive plays. Now, part of that is they didn't generate as good of a pass rush as they have in the past. But I do think some of the pieces they added in the secondary, as well as some of the younger talent coming up, will help them improve that pass defense a good bit. They added Texas A&M transfer Javon Thomas. They added USF nickel Jarvis Lee, as well as UTSA safety Jimmy Wyrick. Those 3 are really key newcomers in the secondary, and then they have returners like Marcellus Barnes at corner, who they feel good about. Tyron Polley had 2 interceptions last year as a true freshman that they really like him a lot. And then Lamadrick Spencer is a really good player at nickel. So they feel like that whole group is reworked and probably in a better position to at least get that pass defense up into maybe the upper half. And if that were to happen, that is a huge step forward. You would have seen, a lot of changes to SMU's record if they could have just gotten even inside the top 100 last year. But they had some things go against them, and it didn't happen. So they'll look to certainly improve that this year. I think they will.
Well, looking at what they've done offensively, I mean, you got to love their offense. You referenced the defense's challenges. I'd be surprised if they weren't a little better there. But the one thing I'm curious about is Kevin Jennings. Like, I love him. I think he's really talented. I do think fundamentally there's things to clean up, but they haven't really been cleaned up in 2 years. Like, there's still a little too much retreating in the pocket, a little too much one hand on the ball. Like, he can make plays. I'd also like to see him use the legs a little more too. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's in there. He just doesn't really do it as much as I think he could. So what's a reasonable expectation for his growth this year and kind of limiting some mistakes and maybe cleaning things up fundamentally?
Yeah, I was just talking 2 days ago with De'Ara King, the quarterback's coach at SMU, and one of the things he mentioned was getting those fundamentals a little bit more in order. Just looking at some of Kevin Jennings' really impressive throws. I mean, arm talent-wise, he's special. You could see it in some of his off-schedule throws, but you can also see it when he really sets his feet. One thing last year, he was hampered by an ankle injury that just was around all year, and if it got hit at any point, it was a pretty much a deep bruise from what I understand, that just you can't shake it unless you would sit him down for a game or two at least. So they feel like he's going to be able to run the ball a lot more this year. He ran for 350 yards back in 2024. Last year, he got hurt in that week 2 game against Baylor, just 50 or so yards on the ground last year. So that ankle being healthy, ready to go is a big piece. The fundamentals is really important. They've worked a lot at it. They feel like having an improved running game will help him. They have Kendrick Raphael coming in from Cal. So putting all those pieces around him and some of the things like health, I think him having to be more of a pocket passer last year did help him, but he still has that escapability that he was missing last year that we saw in 2024 a lot. So him having his whole package and all the experiences that he's gone through now in 2 years, this is that year that they feel like he's going to put it all together and really show everybody what his talent can do when it's on and clicking on all cylinders.
If SMU is not the clear 2 in the league, or even if you think they are 2, who's either knocking on that door or on that doorstep for you behind Miami?
I look at Louisville. Louisville if they hit on Lincoln Kienholz coming over from Ohio State, I still maintain that's one of the best rosters in this league, just talent-wise. You look at what they have at the skill positions each year, both on offense and defense. Jeff Brom at least has talent at quarterback. I wasn't a huge Miller Moss guy last year, but I think he's got somebody who can do some things that he certainly hasn't had in a minute with Lincoln's ability to be able to run around. But they have Isaac Brown. They have one of the best running backs in all of college football back. They went out and addressed some of the key spots they needed to upgrade on defense. They have guys in the trenches. They have players on the secondary that have length and size and athleticism. The problem has been putting it all together. They've either got hit with injuries last year, or I think there were some culture things with some of the guys they brought in through the portal. This is the year that Jeff Brom, I think, needs to show why he was so highly sought after last year, and he's kind of always talked about in that way. But they lose games that with that roster they shouldn't. So if they hit on Lincoln Kienholz, he's my number. They're my number 2 in the league. That's the one that stands out to me. And then behind that, I mean, you could see it be Virginia. You could see it be Virginia Tech. I mean, that's a trendy kind of thing to say. But then you have teams like Pitt and NC State that have talent at quarterback, and having a good quarterback is really where it starts for me with a lot of these discussions.
Is there a team that we're not talking enough about? Like, I keep kind of going back to NC State. I keep going back to a Virginia Tech because everything's so new. Is there a team that you think is probably universally flying under the radar within the league that could be problematic?
I think Cal. I'm a big Tosh Lapoy fan. His experiences leading up to this job just scream to me that he's going to have a lot of success. They're doing it on the recruiting trail at levels that Cal hasn't seen before. But I think having somebody kind of similar to the Mario Cristobal, Brent Keys, so some of these former Alabama assistants that have stepped into head coaching roles, he seems like he's wired the right way to operate that program at a high level. One of the teams that I didn't mention with my number 2 spot, but having a quarterback like Jaron Sagapolitelli is special. He has the ability to put it wherever he wants to. If they hit on some of the help around him, I mentioned Kendrick Raphael going to SMU. That was their nearly 1,000-yard rusher last year. Adam Mohammed comes over for Cal, and they need him to be a big difference maker for them right away as well, and some improvement on the offensive line. But they did have a good transfer class. There's a lot of positivity around what they're going to do, but I think because they're out on the West Coast, people don't necessarily talk about them enough. But it seems like they're all rowing in the right direction over there at Cal. So that would be a sleeper in a sense for the greater ACC championship picture.
Really appreciate the time today, Bill. Great stuff. Enjoy the conversation. Good stuff on SMU and then just ACC Media Days in general. Look forward to doing it again soon.
Anytime, guys. Thanks for having me.
There you go. Bill Embody joining us on the Higginbotham Hotline, covers SMU for the On3 Sports Network at ACC Media Days. We'll be at SEC Media Days next week live doing the show. A couple things that we mentioned there with Jim Phillips, with the league that have come out. Good, bad. That shot that he took, what do we make of that towards the Big Ten, towards the SEC? We discuss it next on Jocks.
Don't leave Jocks back at the house. Download the Jocks 94.5 app and take us anywhere. In the car, at work, or at the game. Live audio, video, and podcasts on your schedule. The Jocks 94.5 app, wherever you may be.
All right, welcome back in. McElroy and Cubelic in the morning. We mentioned a couple of things that are already coming out of ACC Media Days as Jim Phillips has addressed the media there early in Charlotte. They have finalized their football tiebreaker procedure, which, if you recall, was a bit of an issue last year, somewhat of a talking point.
You don't say.
Jim Phillips said an evaluation of more than 10,000 simulated outcomes was used in creating the tiebreaker procedure, Greg.
We need more simulations.
It's an analytical component from SportsSource, which the college football playoff also uses. Would you be okay with that?
I'm fine with that.
If your team was involved in that?
I mean, I wouldn't love it, but here's my take on the whole matter, is it relieves any and all responsibility that the league has to determine who the 2 best teams are, the 2 most appropriate teams are.
Okay.
It delegates.
Is that what you want, though?
If I were the league,
If you're one of the coaches whose team is involved in this, is that what you want?
If I were the league, depends on where I'm at.
Good.
If I were the league, though, I don't want any part of trying to decide. That's no-win business.
Well, specifically when you have a, how do I state this? Neutral party member that's not involved in your championship game, in which metrics could be weighed one way or the other, referencing Notre Dame, as in, have you played them, have you not played them, how are they viewed as far as scheduling?
Yeah.
Because we also saw that become complicated when the ACC had to essentially go to bat for one of its teams as opposed to Notre Dame to get into the playoff.
Right.
That also becomes a little bit complicated.
Super awkward.
So the new tiebreaker policy, head-to-head results matter most. No team will be overly rewarded or penalized based on the number of conference games it played. What? When head-to-head competition cannot separate tied teams, the team with the strongest overall body of work will earn the opportunity to compete for the ACC championship and the conference's automatic qualifier to the college football playoff. So they're going to hand this over to SportsSource Analytics and basically say, y'all do that for us. Take that off our plate.
Yeah, you like that?
Revised policy was approved following comprehensive reviews by the ACC's ADs. Evaluation included more than 10,000 simulated season outcomes to ensure the model fairly addressed a wide range of championship scenarios. By the way, beginning in 27, ACC 17-member football alignment will result in one institution each season playing an 8-game conference schedule on a rotating basis. That school will be required to schedule 2 Power 4 non-conference opponents, while remaining 16 institutions will play 9 conference games. I don't think we've talked about that enough.
Probably not.
It's not weird at all.
It's weird to me. It's weird to me that you have, but it also makes sense too because some of those teams already have 2 power conference teams on the schedule. So it's a little bit of a gray area, a little bit of a transition period. It makes sense to me.
Well, to me, this is essentially just saying, hey, it ain't our fault. Don't blame me.
Uh-oh.
Did I do that? Just put it on somebody else, basically, is what you're saying. We can't come up with a way to do this. We can't come up with a way to figure this out, so put it on the analytics guys. Let the computers decide. Not our fault. It's not our fault you didn't get in.
I think it's the best way to do it.
Get better numbers.
If you were the league,
you should have had more preseason quality matchup games. You should have had more playoff potential algorithm games. You'd be in. But I do agree with you. There's no specifically when you're going to be weighing teams that have played one less conference game potentially.
Well, they're choosing to have a conference where the same number of games won't be played. So it's no surprise that they're choosing to outsource it.
You know what we reference that on this show as? Underbelly. All the things that we refuse not to look at before we make decisions. Wait a minute. We're going to have teams not playing the same amount of conference games? Why didn't we? Who didn't tell me that when we invited them into our league? Wait, we could have multiple team ties to see who even is going to qualify for our conference championship game? Nobody brought this to the table.
So to figure our conference champion, we need to use non-conference games? Got it.
That's what it sounds like in 27.
Got it.
But answer me this, though. If you were the ACC, here's my pushback. People will hate it. I'm sure they will, right? Because it's 2026.
Well, no, Greg, we're getting people telling us they want computers back.
I get that. In the SEC, they do. Look at the FBI. But hear me out for a second. What I'm struggling with as it relates to the people that are frustrated with the computers being involved in tiebreaker situations. Would you rather just delegate it and say, look, this is how, not our fault, this is how it's going to go, we're plugging it in, we are not involved, third party, you got it? Or would you rather have a bunch of tiebreakers that no one really understands?
Yeah, and you're getting down to 14, 15.
It's
bullet point.
I just don't. I think it makes it easier. It makes it more digestible.
No,
here's what the computer gave us, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry it didn't work out for you. Or
I guess
I'm glad it did.
My one question would be, are we going to have access to this score, rating, whatever it is, algorithm in the weeks leading up to the ACC championship game? Essentially to be able to say, okay, SMU, you're currently third in the Sports Source ratings, power ratings of the ACC. You have these two teams left. If you win both, this is the scenario that needs to take place for you to be able to be there. Or do they just keep this under wraps and say, yeah, a couple teams are in it, we'll let you know what the ratings are when the games are decided? Because I would like to know what the scenarios are, and I think it would be more intelligent to offer that clarity of this is where they are with 2 weeks remaining. So based on this, these are the – and if you're the league, I think you would want that out there as well.
I think so too. But if you were in charge, if they said, hey, Cole Cubelic, how would you help us determine who to put in our conference championship game? In these bloated conferences where not everybody plays everybody and you have some schedules that are light and some schedules that are hard, how would you do it?
First thing is I'd take the teams that win the most games.
No.
That is
come on.
I get it. It's a tough one to even wrap your head around.
Think about it. That is too much for me. I can't with that.
When referencing tiebreakers with you, yes, I would want two things, simplicity and clarity. And as you stated, a lot of times we're getting to the 8th, 9th, 10th, 12th bullet point of, well, hold on. We went through that. Now we got to get to this. But if we get to that, then we go to this. Just give me the thing that is already there. Stay transparent with it, off clarity with it, make it as simple as you can. And then and like you said, it's out of your hands.
Yes.
So any sort of discussion point on the hows and whys of it taking place, obviously referencing college football playoff berth, because you would think that if it were just a decision in-house, what are you looking at? It's almost like we talked about with where the championship games should go. And one of the models that we discussed that we may be fans of would be, okay, let's take the two teams that are first outside of the current rankings, and they can have what we would reference an essential play-in game. So if South Carolina and Tennessee are 14 and 17 in the current playoff rankings when the season ends, we want those two teams to play, which we would hope on that Saturday with other games being played has a chance to propel another one of our teams in. So to that extent, you could see in-house the ACC saying, well, we want the two teams that have the best chance to be in the playoff or need this game the most to get in the playoffs to play, and that's why we chose them. Good luck explaining that, though.
Agree. But here's the next layer. And by the way, this might all be for just 1 year because I don't know if conference championships will exist in 27. So, this could be, all right, it's one time. We'll see what happens. But here's the other thing about this that could be very interesting. In the event in which you have a weird year, and we have not seen this in the first 2 years of the 12-team playoff. There was SMU last year, SMU 2 years ago, or Alabama last year. Teams have not been penalized for performances in conference championship settings. They haven't, and I don't expect them to start because guess who's still at the core of the college football playoffs? All the commissioners, 11 commissioners plus Notre Dame's AD. They are the ones that are running the sport, and they don't want to all of a sudden water down conference championship games. They don't want to do that, so they're going to protect conference championship participants because it further empowers the regular season. But what if a scenario exists where you have three teams that are all identical records, and the computer spits out two that will go play in the conference championship. One team loses that conference championship game. Now the team that didn't play in the same conference gets in, whereas the team that lost the conference championship game is out. And all that did was to manufacture the tiebreaker look at this.
Tough.
It'd be really tough. I'm not saying it'd be right. I'm just saying it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. I think it's probably we're making a mountain out of a molehill.
Right.
Not sure it's the biggest deal. I'd be hard pressed to envision a scenario where the ACC gets two teams in.
One thing that we haven't brought up there in all those scenarios is technically, now I understand this is a bigger conversation. Technically, none of this should have anything to do with playing for a conference title.
Yeah.
This should be the two teams most deserving to go play for who is the best team in the league. That's what this should be about. But as we know, it's not very difficult that it's just going to be that. and we're going to leave it there.
Right.
Understandable.
Sure.
But yeah, it can be complicated and going to be a little bit more simple, more than likely moving forward for the ACC. And I'm with you. I think if you're going to do it, this is probably the way that I think you should do it. Okay, so a couple other things coming out. Governance. We heard that brought up a little bit earlier on the show from Bill Embody. What does Jim Phillips want? What does he mean? What kind of shot is he taking? We'll discuss it next right here on Jocks.
Keys? Check. Seatbelt? Check. Jocks 94.5 on your preset? Locked in. Your ride's not ready till Jocks is on. Jocks 94.5, your daily drive done right. Turn it on, lock it in.
Welcome back in. McElroy and Cubelic in the morning. Now, this was a question that was asked. This was not just thrown out on his own. So I will sort of preface it with that. There are also some news out of D.C. involving some legislation around college football we need to discuss here in just a moment at 9:32, Wednesday, July 15th on Jocks. Before we do any of that, Greg, tell our listeners about Bromberg's.
Well, Bromberg's been a go-to in the community for a really long time. They've been serving this community for 190 years. They continue to be the go-to here for generational items, generational gifts, wedding gifts, you name it, they got it. You go in there, find something for your loved ones that can be passed down for multiple generations. So it's an investment. When you shop at Bromberg's, you are making an investment in beautiful items that will stand the test of time, will be passed down from one generation to the next. So go see Bromberg's in Mountain Brook or at the Summit. You can also see them online at brombergs.com.
All right, so outside of that third tiebreaker, a couple of other things coming out of ACC Media Days early from Jim Phillips, the commissioner of the Atlantic Coast Conference. He was asked about the Big Ten and the SEC exploring a self-governance breakaway model where the leagues would enforce their own rules. Jim Phillips, quote, "Self-governance to me means no governance." Now, Bill Embody felt like that was a little bit of a shot at the Big Ten and the SEC. I didn't take it that way when I read it, Greg. Do you view it as sort of a shot at those leagues?
Not necessarily. I mean, what he's saying is in many ways true.
I was going to say, I feel like there's accuracy to it.
100%. I don't think there's anything wrong with being honest. Do you have a problem with that?
Nope.
No, me neither. So I understand his discomfort. Totally get that. But I also acknowledge the possibility of what he's referencing as well.
Also, Jim Phillips on realignment and expansion, quote, "I've always wanted this conference to be a place where schools want to be, not where they have to be." Still dealing with that, huh?
Sounds like it.
How many schools in the SEC, Greg, if you gave them truth serum right now, do you think would tell you that they are living in a place in which they have to be, not that they want to be? Now, listen, they might all want to be somewhere else, but realistically have to be there, as in have options of being somewhere else. 4?
Thereabouts.
Miami, Florida State, Clemson, North Carolina. You always say Virginia. I get it. I'm not as on board with that as you are.
Okay, well, you should get on board. But
where's Duke in that?
Depends on the sport.
Duke could find a new home in one of the Big Two easily, in my opinion. You don't think the Big Ten would take Duke right now?
Oh, I think they probably would.
With all the academic chest puffing that they do?
They probably could.
Are they, what's it called, accredited?
I'm sure they are AAU.
Acme accredited? What do you need to be for the Big Ten?
I think they're.
That's an AAU, yeah.
I think they probably are.
Is that what they hang their hat on all the time?
Yeah, because it's a whole different AAU, than I was expecting.
You don't say.
So the Big Ten loves travel ball is what you're telling me.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
Got it. Noted. All right. 205-834-9450. You want to hop on the show, talk ACC or SEC. ACC Media Days begin today. I wanted to bring up something else with you guys about me personally and just ask your opinion. I might need Damien to join in on this as well, because I feel like this is the time that you and John just want to take your shots and drop elbows.
No, not us.
When we had Taylor Tannenbaum on the show earlier, brought her in, immediately asked her a question about the league and where it was going to go. I have felt this happen multiple times in the last couple of weeks. I bring someone on, I try to immediately ask the question, I go into it, and they'll stop themselves and say, "Oh, by the way, guys, good morning, thanks for having me on." Am I a bad host for not welcoming people in that way? Like, how's your day? Good morning. Welcome
Yes and
in.
no. Because as someone that's been here for quite some time, I always felt I didn't like it all the time when hosts would come immediately say, hey, this is so-and-so. How are you doing?
The pleasantries?
Yeah.
I don't feel like we need them.
Same.
I'm not having you on to hear about your day.
Correct, right. Yeah.
Sorry.
That's one way to put it.
I don't think our listeners care how your day's going.
Yeah.
I've always been told when interviewing and the interview classes that we've done and what we've done at the seminar, like, you don't waste time with pleasantries. You
Right.
just get
Right.
into
You
it.
get straight. Yeah. I don't think it's bad.
I mean, I kind of feel like I start the
waste
show
their
that
time.
way. Also, yeah, for sure. Like, I start the show that way also. Like, it's, hey, how was y'all's evening? Because it could have all been real boring.
Correct. Right.
And
yeah.
then, like, what are we doing?
Well,
Nobody
honestly,
wants-
not great, actually, Cole. Thanks for bringing
it up.
Yeah. Oh, my
Stubbed
gosh.
my toe
Yeah.
going up the stairs. Got a splinter building the new deck. Like, why? I don't know. Like, nobody cares.
No, you just get straight to it.
Okay. I feel like it's happened multiple times in the last week or so, and I'm like, am I a bad host for just not asking these people?
No,
if
they're just
having a
bad
good day?
guests. No, that's all. They're
That's
being.
not it at all, no.
It's main character energy. Once again, they have to let us know how they're doing.
Wow. We hadn't been having a lot of quarterbacks on, so I don't know where that would fall into place. All right. I just needed to make sure that I'm not doing a disservice to our general public of not asking people how their days are and how they're doing generally.
Nah, we just get straight to business, man.
Yeah.
We only have 47 minutes per hour.
Well, somebody ran their shopping cart into my car door last night at Target, but other than that, great. Thanks for asking.
Okay, well, thanks for
Right.
joining us. Click.
Yeah.
That's all we wanted to know.
There are very few people that will give you how terrible things are going, either on the radio or just in
Or
life.
just
when
in
you ask
life.
them.
Yeah.
Like, who was the last person you said, how are things? And they're like, miserable. Really bad, thanks.
Oh.
Glad you brought that up.
Mm.
I mean, I don't know.
Someone here.
I think I did it to you the other day when you asked me, and I was like, yeah, dog after 17 years died last night, John, thanks.
Yeah, you did.
Sorry, I shouldn't have done
Yeah.
that.
Didn't want
I was in a dark
to say who
spot.
it was, but
I was in a dark spot. Hey, I can take the heat.
you notice ever since it was just good morning, Cole. It's not, hey, man, how you
how's it
doing?
going?
It's ever since been, it's good morning, Cole.
Yeah. Safe.
I'm going to start saying, no, it isn't, John.
Yeah. It's just going to be morning, Cole. We're going to drop.
No, here's the thing.
It's a morning.
I'm telling you, I'm having a good morning. I'm not asking or saying to you. Yeah.
Not if Congress has their way,
John.
John. It's going to be daylight savings time year round. Sun's coming up at 9:20 every day. We'll be leaving when the sun's coming up. Thanks. Glad you brought that up.
That is depressing.
Yeah.
When we get to like the second hour and it's still dark out.
I mean, our kids are going to be an hour and a half into school before the sun comes up.
Yeah.
Certain portions of the year.
Soon. And now they're literally up until 9. They don't understand why they have to go to bed because the sun's still up.
It's still out.
We
Right.
get that a lot in the summer. Sun's out. Don't care. It's the clock, not the solar system. We don't work on a sundial here, kid.
Right, we ain't making the rules.
Get in
Thank
bed.
the Hoover Library. Come on now.
Are we for this or against this? I think Greg just tipped his hand. He doesn't want it.
No. Just doesn't make
I'm
sense.
fine with getting rid of just keeping the clock the same, but I think they chose the wrong one.
Right.
Hold on. This is the BCS. Everybody has wanted this.
Yeah.
And then now that it's here, it's like, wow, I see sunset and I don't want it anymore. Everybody has not everybody. A lot of people have wanted this.
I want the sun going down at 4 p.m. Ugh.
No.
And all of a sudden, you see these graphics coming out of sunset at, 9:02 p.m. And they're like, wait a minute. No, I don't want that.
Welcome to Alaska.
Right.
So we will get daylight savings time year round, correct?
Yes?
That's what, if this passes, what will happen?
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
I think it's daylight time instead of
Okay.
standard, yeah.
Daylight saving time is going to be permanent if this goes through. So in the summer solstice, sunrise will be at 6:16. Sunset will be at 9:16 p.m.
Let's go.
The kids will be asleep for 2 hours.
I'm about that life.
Let's go.
And then sunrise in the winter solstice will be at 9:02 a.m. and sunset at 6:23.
I know it ain't there no more, but the people coming out of Nana Funk's are going to be so confused.
Yeah.
Woo.
The bell bottoms crowd been having a rough time figuring that one out. Goodness gracious. Okay. But now people are mad because they see what's going to happen with it. Who cares? I don't feel like it's that bad for us. Maybe the people on the East Coast, it's worse for them. It's not like we're that far from it either. I've always wondered how Atlanta can be an hour and ahead, and we're just right over there. I always thought it was really interesting to, like, when I went to school, lived in Auburn, the people who have to drive over
and switch the
work
time.
in Eastern Standard Time. Like, how do you do that?
That's some. Ugh.
I have a hard enough time like scheduling guests that are on Eastern Time or Pacific Time. It's like, I don't know, man, but listen, this is the Central Time we need you on. Whatever time that is where you live, you're gonna have to figure that out. I can't do that math. What about Mountain Time? I don't know.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons we hadn't had Saldana.
Yeah, Saldana can't ever. Yeah. Greg's ancestors from Hawaii.
Well, now the
can't
sun's
get
going to be up when they're doing it. So
good morning.
Hell, they have days where the sun doesn't go down, so I think they're going to be okay.
Yeah.
With this, I don't think they're tough and rugged anyway. Who cares?
Oh, for sure. The one thing
they probably start their season here in 2 weeks. By the way, when you're starting, you'd be looking at when their first game is.
Fall
They're going to play 8 games in a day.
They got to get it in before that snow hits.
I'm telling you.
All right, so collectively, I honestly I've never been that mad at it to where I think it needs to happen. But yes, no, daylight standard savings time year round.
Fine. Yeah, sure.
I'll see. I think it's going to be good, but I reserve the right to change my mind.
Yeah,
indifferent.
Okay.
I think it needed to end. I didn't really care which one it did, but it needed to end. It's dumb that we shifted like that.
Yeah. I'm indifferent about it.
Because not everyone shifted too, by the way. Because you'd be driving through Indiana or Arizona or whatever, and like, nope, clock don't move. But hold on, nope.
8:29 at 2 p.m. we get Soldotna versus Star Valley.
Let's go.
It's a little later than I expected. I feel like they usually like middle August they got cranked up.
Soldotna runs the rock though. They probably want the season to start later so that they can run it in the winter.
Snow.
They want all that.
They'll change the game plan.
All those pass happy teams.
All of it.
Make them miserable.
Air raid in Alaska?
Is that 2 p.m. local? Because that feels a little early.
It depends on if they pass this bill or not.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I have no idea. I don't even know what time Alaska's on.
Alaska time.
Pacific?
Alaska.
Mountain.
No, literally Alaskan.
It's AK?
Yeah.
AT?
That's their time zone, Alaskan time.
Is it how many hours behind us are they?
5.
1, 2, 3, 4?
Hawaii's 6.
Or 3. Yeah, Hawaii's
6.
Alaska's 5.
5. Yeah, 5, I think.
I didn't think it was that big of a gap.
Yeah.
It's a short flight, Damien. You should take it.
Like, wow.
Direct from Birmingham to Honolulu. Let me know how that goes.
I don't think you can get that one.
Find a G6, you got a shot. That's probably still getting gas in San Fran. Like it's not a short trip.
I met a guy at Greensboro at the National Sports Media Awards.
Yeah.
And he was talking about after they went. He was like, "Yeah, my wife and daughter with me." He's like, "We're heading over to Paris after this." He's like, "We were just over this." He's from Arizona. He's like, "We were over this way, so we just figured."
Mainland.
I was like,
over this way.
Actually,
by the
no,
way.
it's not. I was like, there's no one that lives on the East Coast that just thinks I'm gonna hop over to Paris because I live here. Like, that's not real. He goes, well, don't you guys feel the same way about when you go to the West Coast? Like that's why you just go ahead and hop over to Hawaii? I'm like, no, you don't add a 4-hour flight for that.
I've thought
Absolutely
that.
not.
I've thought that for a long time. It's like
Hold
when
on,
I'm in
which
LA,
one?
I'm gonna go to Hawaii for
Might as
lunch,
well.
come back.
Yeah, just take a day trip to Hawaii. No,
I mean, Aruba's around the corner and just go hop on the bike.
He said, I'm just over this way.
that's what he said. He's like, we figured we were going to be this way. We might as well just hop to Paris. I'm like, well, then just take it to Japan too. Why not? Go to Germany. All of them. Just see it, everything.
That's wild.
Okay. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. But he was like, we figured we're heading that way. I was like, when I go to LA, I don't think like, just go to China. Just keep going.
Just keep it going.
Right out there.
Piece of cake.
Not a real thing.
I think I can see Australia from here. You know what? Let me just ride over.
Oh.
Let me come through, see what's happening.
Knocked out the
That's
first
wild.
leg. Might as well let's keep on going.
Oh.
All right.
To get to China, don't you fly like over the North Pole?
It depends on where.
I think
Depends
that's
on
like
if you believe the Earth is flat.
Yeah.
I think honestly though, I think that like as the crow flies, I think that might be the shortest way to do it,
yeah,
right?
You can.
Isn't that how?
Well, depending on from where, but yeah.
Gotcha. I feel like commercial flights you kind of have to fly because you got to be over mainland within a certain distance from the mainland. So like I don't know if you can directly go over the North Pole, but you go kind of up through Canada and the back.
Something like that.
down.
Yeah, like the Arctic Circle or something.
Yeah, that's what
What
I
is
thought.
the percentage of time you have to be over the mainland?
I think it's like a certain distance. Like you have to be a certain distance from land.
That feels very Tommy Boyish. Like, what's the chances that we hit water? Like, we'll probably run into a mountain. Like,
don't know.
if
Is
you're
it
over
more
the
than
ocean and it
zero?
goes bad, like, are we really getting back?
Put it this way, I'm not fired up about the flight from Atlanta to Johannesburg, South Africa. Okay, I'm not sure exactly the fastest way to get there, but I'm not sure you can glide. Here's
the thing:
2,000 miles.
Keep it standing. Just keep it
the chances are not zero, so I'm fine with that.
I just feel like if you're gonna be over the ocean for a while, you're over the it's not gonna matter.
That's why you go over land.
Good morning.
That's why I stay. Just morning.
After this,
that's why I stay in the SEC to call games now.
There you go.
Not going over
Not
water.
going over the water.
I'm not doing it.
no
Get
Brian
over Lake
Kelly for
Purdy,
you.
and you never know what's gonna happen.
I think Lake Martin's the
Be
biggest
careful
in
up there
Alabama.
heading to Missouri.
Yeah.
Get over the Ozarks.
Yep.
Never know. Stay out of the Big Ten and the Great Lakes. All right. We'll wrap all this up somehow, some way next on Jocks.
Jocks 94.5 is live on YouTube every weekday, plus video shorts and podcasts. Find us at Jocks 94.5 and smash the subscribe and like button so you never miss a moment. Jocks 94.5 on YouTube.
All right, welcome back in. McElroy and Cubic in the morning, Wednesday, July 15th, right here on Jocks. 205-834-9450 if you want to get in. 205-834-9450. Listen online, jocksfm.com. The app is in your app store. iPhone, Android, you can download that for free. Alabama heat and humidity can be brutal. Don't let it affect your home and family. Keep them comfortable with an affordable Train cooling system recognized as America's most trusted brand 12 consecutive years. You can rely on a Train. Find a comfort specialist near you at Train.com. Golden Domer wants to chime in on the Higginbotham hotline. Welcome in, Domer.
Top of the morning. See, I greet people when I call. You call, you should take a. You need to come up with a signature greeting, just like I got. What
Good
do you think?
morning. How's your day today?
Howdy, y'all. That would be good.
Ooh, I like that one. I like that. That feels like Cole.
Like Woody from
what
Toy
are
Story.
the Auburn people? What's the Auburn people? How do y'all greet people down there?
War Damn Eagle.
Okay. All right. I will
On
say Cole,
Peloton this morning, I
got.
got a high five from like WDE in Maryland.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so
He probably listens to the show.
I didn't respond.
I will say this, Cole. When you first took over the radio, when you bring on the guest, it's not quite as awkward, I will say. But when you just start the radio station and you just go right into it, it's a little awkward. I'm just going to be completely
That was one of our
honest
best
with you.
segments ever.
Our first segment
Greg off
ever,
guard.
it was ridiculous. Cole's not a, hey, welcome to Birmingham, glad to have you. The first thing that Cole asked me on the air on this show in the first segment of Mac and Cube's history, he asked me about Bill O'Brien's offense.
I know. To be honest with you, I remember that interaction, and I can tell Greg was thrown off. I really, like, right when y'all first got together, Cole just jumped right into it. Like, hey, what about this 3-4 offense slide zone? You're like, and I'm Greg, by the way, and I'm glad to be on the radio.
Glad to
You
be
guys
back.
remember that. If I would have just asked him how he was that day, nobody would remember.
You
that.
wonder why we're number one. That's what we were taught here. Let's get into it.
It's very Cole. That's a Coleism. That's a Coleism. No greetings, no introduction. Just get to work. Let's go.
Don't need it. Don't want it.
So anyway,
What's on your mind today?
I want to talk a little bit about the FPI. And I know, Greg, I actually listen to your podcast. I'm a big follower of you. I listen to you when I'm at work early in the morning. And you broke down the FPI. And I just want to say this, guys. Can we all just admit something? We don't know what the hell FPI is. We don't know what it grades. We don't really know how it works. We just know that ESPN wants us talking about it. It is a busted formula. It's proven itself. You don't have to argue against FPI. You look at FPI's results. It's called proof of concept. You just look at what it produces, and it produces terrible whatever it's trying to do. Nobody knows. Some people say, Greg was saying it's kind of like a neutral field grade, who would win, but that doesn't add up. That doesn't add up because there'll be teams that lose 4 or 5 games, and the teams that beat them, they're still ranked ahead of them. It's not a good predictor. It's flawed. It's just a flawed metric. And so we just say, hey, we'll talk about it, but we don't really know what the hell it is.
It's a power rating. It's neutral field favorability. It's not rankings. Like, people look at it because there's a number next to the name and it says ranking. Mm-hmm. Basically what it tells you, with Ohio State being 1 and Texas being 2, is that Ohio State would be favored over everyone. Texas would be favored over everyone not named Ohio State. Notre Dame would be favored over everyone not named Ohio State and Texas. That's all it tells you. It's neutral field favorability.
But see, I don't think that adds up, though, when you actually look. Right now you can say that, but the FPI goes on to the whole season. And, like, for instance, I'll give you an example. Auburn last year, how many games did they lose last year? 7, 6, 7? They were ranked in the top 25, the FPL.
But doesn't mean they wouldn't be favored against. It doesn't, whether they won the games or not.
I highly doubt. So you're saying that Auburn would have been favored over 90 football teams last year? I find that very unlikely.
I think they
I don't know. I watched Akron play.
Look, all I'm saying is we can go back and forth on it. I don't think anybody really knows how it actually. Me and John talked for 15 minutes earlier.
He didn't want to hear what I had to say about it. I explained exactly what Greg did, and he was like, "Oh no, that's not what it is." Well, it's this. Okay, well, yeah, well, I don't agree with it. Oh, okay, well, thanks. That was 30 minutes while I couldn't participate in the show because I had to explain it to him and he didn't want to hear it.
Sorry, John. But let me ask you this: do you know that 2019 LSU, if it's a neutral site grader, after the national championship, FPI had them ranked third. One of the greatest teams in history. So I find it very hard to believe
that
one of the
true?
greatest teams
I
in
don't
history.
know.
Yeah. Look it up. Auburn finished the season in the top 25 last year. I mean, it's so
they would have been
bad.
favored over a lot of teams. It's just that's all it is. It's not anything other than who they'd be favored against on a neutral field, buddy. That's it. I promise you. I don't think there's any. It's no different than what you do in Vegas. That's all it is. It's Vegas. It's power ratings.
I just think it's I think, to be honest with you, it has something wrong with the formula that puts too much weight into potential talent, and it doesn't, because there'll be games, there'll be several games where a team is clearly better than another team, and I believe even Vegas would have that team ranked ahead. I mean, Ole Miss had 5 losses one time and was still in the top 10. It's a flaw to the formula. It's just a flaw. But anyway,
sorry.
Again, see why this is why I talked with him and didn't let y'all deal with it for that 20 minutes because it was back and forth and he didn't want to. And of course, I also bring up that, well, Northern Illinois beat Notre Dame and they weren't in the FPI. I go, oh, well, no, they weren't a better team. Oh, okay, well, good. All right. Yeah, thanks.
All right. Well, there is a better team at Game Day Men's Health. If you're lacking energy, feeling on edge, lacking sleep, they can help you feel better. You need to lose some weight. Here's what you do. Go to GameDayMen'sHealth.com today. Sign up for the free consultation. You get the free PSA test, free testosterone test. They give you your baseline health. They're going to present the options that they have to be able to help you be a better you. That could be peptides, testosterone replacement. Go to GameDayMen'sHealth.com today and see how they can help. Holistic approach to health and wellness. Save 10% on any service they offer when you mention Mac and Cube and you walk in the front door. GameDayMen'sHealth.com. He is right, by the way. The 2019
finished
Power Index rankings, Ohio State 1, Clemson 2, LSU 3.
It's true. I don't remember that Ohio State team.
It's true, but it's not true.
Which Ohio State team was it?
2019.
I don't remember the team. You're not helping me.
I don't think it matters because they weren't beating LSU.
See, they lost to Clemson.
Did they even play each other?
No. They lost to Clemson.
That's right. Oh, because of the targeting.
Yep.
I remember that.
Yep.
That's right.
Yeah, I don't think they were hanging with that LSU team, though. Great show. 3-man front coming at you next. We're back tomorrow on Jocks.
This is McElroy and Cubelic in the morning.
What would you do if your online store converted 36% more shoppers? You could take 36% more vacation.
Another pina colada?
Yes, please.
Open a new retail location with 36% more square feet.
Fantastic.
Hire 36% more help.
You're hired and you're hired.
Shopify has the world's best converting checkout, up to 36% better than other e-commerce platforms. What you do with those extra sales is up to you. Switch to Shopify today at shopify.com/listen and get a $1 trial. Shopify.com/listen.
Jim Rome takes on sports.
I will always have a complicated relationship with this game, but people evolve. So do sports. Do not make me regret this. Do not make me devolve back to that guy that so many clones wish that I still was. And do not embarrass the entire country. Now, I can go back. I can get there fast. Lose tonight, and you got a real problem. Do not blow it.
The Jim Rome Show podcast.
You've been warned.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Hey, I'm Chris Van Vliet. Go behind the scenes and beyond the headlines with the biggest names in pro wrestling and beyond.
Jeff Jarrett, great to see you. In this business, the story behind the scenes, so much more entertaining than what you see on camera.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman.
Mr. Heyman, you are a master at the little things. That's how you turn good into great.
What does it take to achieve greatness? Whatever it takes, I'm willing to do.
That's an Emmy-winning performance.
How about it?
Insight with Chris Van Vliet. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Scrolling with Haley.
I am Haley Carania. I scroll with the homies here in the live chat because there's a lot to scroll through on X, on Instagram, on TikTok.
Cutting through the clutter, one hot take at a time.
Love seeing you all in the chat before the show. I tried to jump in just a few minutes before to say hello. I love the chat interaction. Thank you for helping. But I do it to get all of the videos and all of the content that you won't find anywhere else.
Scrolling with Haley.
Just search that up and I will be there.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.